Welcome to Dark Dread Diaries. Tonight we have a collection of 3 forest stories from our lost folks. The first story is titled, The Whispering Woods. I hope a dreadful reading to you, listener.
Have you ever wandered too deep into the woods? What if I told you that some woods are alive, and they're not welcoming? Tonight I'll share a story that will make you think twice before stepping into a forest alone. A tale of whispers, shadows, and a chilling twist that will haunt your thoughts. Meet Sarah, a young woman with a love for hiking. One autumn evening, she decided to explore the infamous Whispering Woods, a place notorious for its strange occurrences and disappearances. Locals warned her, telling tales of people who entered but never returned. But Sarah, driven by curiosity, shrugged it off. She believed in logic, in reason, until she stepped into the woods. At first, the woods seemed peaceful, the rustling leaves, the distant chirping of birds. It was like stepping into a painting. But as she ventured deeper, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew thick, the light dimmed, and an unsettling silence enveloped her. Suddenly she heard it, soft whispers, as if the trees themselves were speaking. Sarah paused, heart racing, straining to listen. The whispers beckoned her deeper, promising secrets hidden within the forest. Driven by an irresistible urge, she followed the whispers until she stumbled upon an ancient clearing. In the center stood a gnarled tree, its roots twisting like fingers reaching for the ground. The whispers intensified, swirling around her, urging her to touch the tree. But as her hand brushed its bark, a chill ran down her spine. The whispers turned into agonized screams, echoing in her mind. She saw flashes of faces, lost souls trapped within the wood, their last moments replaying like a haunting film. Panicking, Sarah turned to flee, but the forest had changed. Paths twisted and turned, leading her in circles. The whispers became taunts, mocking her desperation. Just when she thought she could escape, she tripped and fell, her screams swallowed by the encroaching darkness. As she lay there, she felt something cold brush against her skin. A hand? No, just the roots of the tree, pulling her closer, trying to claim her as its own. But here's the twist. As Sarah finally managed to rise, she found herself not in the forest, but back at the edge of the Whispering Woods. Confused and relieved, she thought she had escaped. But as she turned to leave, she caught a glimpse of her reflection in a puddle. It wasn't her face looking back. It was one of the lost souls, eyes filled with despair, whispering her name. "Join us," it echoed. The forest had let her go, but it wouldn't forget her. So next time you hear the whispers of the woods, remember Sarah. Some secrets are best left buried, and some woods are alive.
If you're enjoying your stay here, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out any entries from our lost fellows. The second story is titled, The Haunting of Hallowed Grove.
In the small town of Eldridge, there's a forest known as Hallowed Grove, a place whispered about in fearful tones. The legend says that anyone who enters after dark never returns. Locals speak of a ghostly figure seen wandering the woods, lost souls who cry out for help, luring unsuspecting victims deeper into the shadows. One chilly autumn evening, a group of friends, Emily, Jake, Sarah, and Tom, decide to test their courage. They gather around a flickering campfire, sharing ghost stories and daring each other to venture into Hallowed Grove. Fueled by bravado and the thrill of adventure, they agree to spend the night inside the forest, armed only with flashlights and a sense of bravado. As they step into Hallowed Grove, an eerie silence envelops them. The tall trees, their branches twisted and bare, seem to reach out like skeletal fingers. The air grows colder, and a thick fog begins to roll in. Shadows dance at the periphery of their vision, but the friends laugh nervously, trying to shake off the growing unease. Deeper into the woods, the friends start hearing faint whispers, soft, sorrowful voices that seem to beckon them closer. Emily feels a chill run down her spine as she hears her name being called. "It's just the wind," Jake insists, though his voice wavers. The whispers grow louder, more insistent, urging them to follow, and one by one they find themselves straying from the group. Suddenly, Tom is gone. One moment he was by the group, and the next he has vanished without a trace. Panic sets in as they call out for him, but only the whispers respond. The remaining friends feel an overwhelming sense of dread, realizing they may not be alone after all. As they search frantically, they stumble upon a clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center stands Tom, but something is off. His eyes are vacant, and he's staring into the darkness as if entranced. The ghostly figure of a woman materializes beside him, her face twisted in anguish. She reaches for Tom, beckoning him to join her in the shadows. Emily, Jake, and Sarah realize they must act quickly. They call Tom's name, breaking the spell that seems to hold him captive. With a sudden jolt, he snaps back to reality, confusion flooding his face. The friends grab him and run, the whispers now a cacophony of screams and wails, urging them to return. As they race toward the exit, they realize they're not alone. Shadows flicker at the edges of their flashlights, and the whispers transform into laughter, mocking their fear. When they finally burst out of the woods, they look back to see the ghostly figure standing at the tree line, a sorrowful expression on her face. She points a bony finger at them, and in that moment, they understand. The forest has claimed a part of them, and it will never truly let them go. Back in town, they try to warn others about the dangers of Hallowed Grove, but no one believes them. Days turn into weeks, and the friends find themselves haunted by dreams of the forest, the whispers echoing in their minds. They realize that every time they close their eyes, they're drawn back to Hallowed Grove, and the forest will continue to call them until they return. The chilling truth settles in. Hallowed Grove is not just a place of terror, it's a living entity that thrives on fear, and it will always hunger for more souls to join its ranks. The friends may have escaped physically, but the forest will forever whisper their names, waiting for the day they venture back into its depths.
The third story is titled The Shadows of Blackwood.
In the heart of Blackwood Forest lies a chilling legend, a monstrous entity known as the Ripper. Locals claim it prowls the woods at night, a creature that stalks those who dare to enter. Its victims are said to vanish without a trace, leaving behind only unsettling echoes of their last screams. A group of friends, Alex, Mia, Jake, and Lila, decide to spend a weekend camping in Blackwood Forest, dismissing the stories as mere folklore. Armed with supplies, they venture into the ominous woods, laughing and joking as they set up camp. As night falls, the forest creeps shadows creeping closer, and an unsettling silence envelops them. Around the campfire, they share ghost stories, unaware that they're not alone. The wind whistles through the trees, and the shadows seem to shift unnaturally. Mia suggests they play a game of truth or dare, and in a moment of bravado, Jake dares Alex to venture deeper into the woods alone. The friends cheer him on, but a sense of dread hangs in the air. As Alex walks into the darkness, flashlight shaking in his hand, he feels a chill creep down his spine. The trees loom overhead like watchful sentinels, and he hears a rustling behind him. Turning quickly, he catches a glimpse of something monstrous, glowing red eyes staring back at him from the shadows. Panic rises, and he bolts back to the camp. Breathless, Alex recounts his encounter, but the others laugh it off, teasing him for being scared. However, as the night progresses, strange sounds fill the air, low growls and distant whispers that make their skin crawl. Lila suggests they pack up and leave, but Jake insists on staying, claiming it's all in their heads. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierces the night. The friends freeze, hearts racing. It's Mia. They rush toward the sound, but as they reach her, they find her standing frozen in fear, pointing into the darkness. The Ripper, A grotesque creature with long claws and matted fur looms just beyond the trees, its mouth twisted into a horrific grin. In a panic, the friends scatter, running in different directions. Alex feels the ground shake beneath him as the Ripper gives chase, its growls echoing through the night. He glances back to see Lila being dragged into the shadows, her screams fading into silence. The realization hits him. This creature thrives on fear and despair, feeding on their terror. Alex and Mia regroup, desperately searching for Jake. They stumble upon a clearing where they find him cornered by the Ripper. With no other option, they grab a fallen branch and throw it at the creature, momentarily distracting it. They urge Jake to run, but he refuses to leave, determined to face the monster. In a moment of bravery, Jake charges at the Ripper, shouting to buy time for Alex and Mia to escape. The creature turns its attention to him, and with a terrifying roar, it lunges forward. Alex and Mia run, hearts heavy with the knowledge that their friend has made the ultimate sacrifice. Emerging from the forest at dawn, Alex and Mia are forever changed. They glance back, knowing they have escaped, but the haunting memories of their friends and the monstrous Ripper will linger. They warn others about the dangers of Blackwood Forest, but no one believes them. Forest remains shrouded in darkness, waiting for its next victims. The sun rises over Blackwood Forest, the shadows shift and swirl, whispering the names of those who have vanished. The Ripper prowls the woods, a relentless predator hungry for fear and despair. And deep down, Alex and Mia know they will always carry a piece of the forest with them, a reminder of the horror they encountered and the friends they lost to the shadows.
Subscribe for more dreading stories.